Hello, I'm Mr. Williams. Thank you for coming. Please. You are?
Fred Miller.
You must be...
Wallace, James Wallace.
Great. Please. Have a seat. Now, before we do anything else, allow me to pay you. Please check that both names are spelled correctly. You understand that this is yours simply for coming to the lab. From now on, no matter what happens, the money is yours. I'll have to have you sign a receipt. There you go. Now, psychologists have developed several theories on how humans learn. For example, it might help to reward a person. Sometimes it helps to punish him. We do know that punishment, oh, thank you very much, is a powerful incentive towards learning. For example, when a parent spanks a child. However, in fact, we actually know very little about the effect of punishment on learning because almost no scientific studies have been done of it on human beings. Now, one of you will play the role of learner, who will receive a mild punishment if he answers incorrectly to a series of questions. And that punishment will be administered by a teacher.
Now, what kind of punishment are we talking about?
Well, first, let's determine which of you will be learner and which will be teacher. If you'll just choose one. Good.
Teacher.
Guess I'm the learner, huh?
Good. This is the machine for generating electric shocks. Go ahead. Now, let's set up the learner to receive some punishment, if you'll just follow me into the next room.
Is it okay if I leave my hat here?
Yes, that's fine. Now, you might want to remove the jacket. Go ahead and have a seat. Now, when you push one of these 4 buttons, this box will signal a light in the other room telling the teacher how you're responding to the questions.
No, what kind of questions?
Multiple choice, word pairs, a strong arm, black curtain, and so forth. Now, we want you to memorize them. The teacher will first read them as word pairs, strong arm, for example, and then he'll read only the first word, strong, followed by a series of word choices, back, arm, branch, and push. Now, your job is to remember which of those words was originally paired with the first word, strong.
Arm?
Right. Now, you would indicate that by pushing one of these buttons here. If you had thought it was the first word I had read, back, you would push this first button here. If you thought it was the second word I had read, arm, you would push the second button, so on and so forth for the third and fourth word choices. Now, if you get the answer incorrect, you will receive an electric shock. Would you please roll up your right arm sleeve, please? And would you just help me strap him in to limit any excess movement?
How far do you think
Make sure it's nice and tight. Now, this is connected to the shock generator in the next room.
Electrode
And
paste.
electrode paste to limit any excess burns or blisters.
You know, I should say that a couple of years ago in the West Haven VA hospital, they determined that I had a slight heart condition. Nothing serious, but how dangerous are these shocks?
Well, although the shocks may be extremely painful, they cause no permanent tissue damage.
Oh.
Well, we'll be communicating from the next room.
The lab coat. I decided to make it gray. White would seem too medical.
Okay, thank you. Now, if he gets the answer incorrect, you administer the shock by flipping one of these switches here. See? Each switch has a little red light above it. Now, to give you, the teacher, an idea of the amount of shock the learner will be receiving, we think it's only fair that you receive a sample shock yourself. Is that all right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, just roll up your sleeve.
Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards.
Good. Now, I'll ask you to close your eyes and just estimate for me the amount of volts you think you're receiving. Okay, close.
This part's where the experiment really begins.
Now, if you'll just use this scale here to tell me the amount of volts you think you received in the sample shock.
195?
No, actually, that's incorrect. It was 45 volts. Alrighty.
Okay, learner, I'm going to read you the words, and then I'm going to repeat the first word, and you're going to tell me the pair for that word. Okay?
Oh, he doesn't have a microphone, but he can hear you. Okay, keep it moving, understand? Remember that each time he gives a wrong answer, you move up one switch on the shock generator. It is important that you follow the procedure exactly.
Okay, here we go. Blue girl, nice day, fat neck, green ink, rich boy, fast bird, blunt arrow, soft hair, cool cave, gold paint. And the first word, blue, boy, girl, grass, bat. Correct. Soft, rug,
He finds his
pillow,
way into it.
hair,
With
grass.
increasing confidence, he finds a rhythm, a groove,
That is incorrect.
until
90 volts.
here we go.
Gold, dollar, necklace, moon, paint. Incorrect. 120 volts gold paint. Hard, stone, head, bread, work. Incorrect. 135 volts. Wet. Night, grass, duck, cloth. Incorrect. 150 volts, wet duck.
How do you know when a change, a true and lasting change,
Wet,
is
night,
about to overtake your life?
grass, man, girl. Soft, rug, pillow, hair, grass. Incorrect. 165 volts, strong shock.
Let me out of here. I told you I have a heart condition. I will not be part of the experiment anymore.
He says he's not going to go on.
Please continue, teacher.
He says he doesn't want to go on.
Well, whether the learner likes it or not, he must go on until he's learned all the pairs correctly. Please continue, teacher.
Calm down. Concentrate. Sad. Bass. Music. Clown. Girl. Incorrect. 180 volts.
Experiment. Let me out. Let me out.
He went all the way. Most of them do.
Sharp. Axe, needle, stick, blade.
No response from the learner must be interpreted as a wrong answer.
Still laughing. Trying to hide face with hand.
Something's happening to that man in there. Can you please go check that everything's okay?
Not once we've started. Please continue, teacher.
So you accept all responsibility.
The responsibility is mine, correct? Continue, please.
Wet. Night, grass, duck, cloth.
Clenching fist, pushing it onto table. How are you holding up, Alan?
Dollar necklace. Moon paint. 375 volts. Danger, severe shock.
Let me out of here. Let me out. Get me out of here. You can't hold me in here. Get me out.
With leftover grant money, we filmed the last 2 days of the experiment, May 26th and 27th, 1962. 4 days later, Adolf Eichmann is executed in Jerusalem. Eichmann, architect of the Holocaust, responsible for the deportation and murder of millions of Jews, escaped to Argentina after World War II. He was living with his family under the name Ricardo Clemente, an employee of Mercedes-Benz, when Israeli Mossad agents captured him in 1960 and brought him to trial.
To complete the translations, I beg to submit a translation into the German of our number 887.
Eichmann didn't deny his crimes, showed no trace of guilt or remorse, said he was merely a transmitter. I never did anything great or small without express instructions from my superiors. The cradle rocks above an abyss, and common sense tells us that our existence is but a brief crack of light between two eternities of darkness. Another one of my experiments. Hank, a CUNY grad student, was the designated crowd crystal, staring up at a fixed point in space, looking up at a non-existent something. As you multiply the Confederates, the people who stare up, because we've recruited them to stare up, the number of people who actually stop and look increases exponentially. Meanwhile, Obedience to Authority gets translated into 8 languages and nominated for a National Book Award.